A department is a governmental body of France. In France, there are many subdivisions of government. In order of power, there's the national government, 18 regional governments, which are shown on the last map of this slide, 101 departments, and finally 36,681 local governments called communes. This is similar to the breakdown of the US if the US had regional governments like the Midwest, the East Coast, and the South.
The main function of the departments is to carry out the policies of the national government. However, departments are able to set their own policies as well. Departments are headed by a departmental council, which is the body made up of democratically elected representatives that serve for 6 years.
The prefect of the department is chosen by the president of France, and they retain all the powers that not delegated to the councils. This essentially means that they are there to make sure the department's policies do not interfere with the national or regional policies.
The French departments create events often for their citizens to participate in. These tend to take place within their cities and or national parks.
The Department of Meuse is located in the Grand East region of France. It has a population of 187,000 and is named after the Meuse River, which runs through the department. The capital is Bar-le-Duc, but the largest city is Verdun. The area of France that is now the Meuse department has been a critical location throughout French history. It has been used multiple times from the reign of Charlemagne to the times when the Nazis invaded in World War II. One of the most important cultural locations for this department is the city of Verdun. In 1916, Verdun became the site of the longest battle of the First World War. It lasted 9 months and 300,000 people died. To this day, the loss of life from World War I and World War II in this department contribute to the low population. The French successfully repelled the German attack at Verdun, and this city became a site for remembrance of the dead soldiers and war in general. Every year, to commemorate the sacrifices of these soldiers, they put on the Des Flammes à Lumière, which is a show that uses actors and lights to show the history of the city.
Manche is the 50th department of France. It is located in the Normandy region, which is the northern west direction of the country. Manche is home to almost 500,000 people. The main attraction in Manche is Le Mont Saint-Michel, or the Saint Michel Mount. It is what some people call a church on a rock, because it is a church that was built on an island. It was also one of the first monuments to be classified as in the UNESCO World Heritage Site. Though not many people live there, so there is also a mayor. The city was founded by Christians circa 708 AD. The church was built in dedication to Saint Michel, who was patron saint of sailors. It was previously owned by the Duke of Normandy, who was William the Conqueror. The French took the island and rebuilt it, and it is what is known as today.
Vaucluse is the 84th department of France. It is located southeast of the country. The capital of the city is Avignon. Vaucluse is most famous for tourist sites such as L'Aubryme, a bridge connecting a mountain range that overlooks an incredible view of a valley of greenery and water. Another popular attraction would be the Musée des Petits Palais, a museum filled with incredible artwork. The population of Vaucluse is just shy of 600,000 people, making it compare nicely to smaller US states. The area itself gets its name from the Vaucluse House, built by Sir Henry Brown Hayes, who, fun fact, had been transported to New South Wales after the abrupt kidnapping of the granddaughter of a rich Irish banker. Vaucluse, being a very hill and cliff abundant area, is home to many defensive French fortifications built into many of the shores and cliff tops. One famous example being the Signal Hill Battery, which was created to guard the city of Sydney from attack. Another famous example is the Steel Point Fortification. This military defense building was created to fend off potential attacks born from fear of the Russians. Another famous landmark constructed in 1818 would be the Macquarie Lighthouse. Lighthouse is the longest serving lighthouse in Australia. It was not lit until 1883 and not automated until 1976.
The Ile-de-France, or the Isle of France, is the 75th department of France. It is the most populous region in the country. Some tourist attractions that you might know are the Eiffel Tower, the Palace of Versailles, and, a little fun fact here, the most visited tourist attraction in all of France, Disneyland Paris. It is the richest region in France, and one of the more expensive places to live in Europe. Even though it only has about 2% of the land, I think it's just over 4,600 square miles, it has over 20% of the population, which is almost 12 million, or 12.5 million is the population there. Christianity was introduced into the Ile-de-France in the middle of the 3rd century by the first bishop of Paris, Saint Denis.
Je pense que les départements sont très similaires aux États-Unis. J'aime les suites culturelles dans les départements. Il y a beaucoup d'environnements culturels qui sont très intéressants. La rivière Meuse est très belle et la campagne française est picturale. J'espère aller bientôt dans les villes historiques.
J'aime la Manche parce que le mont Saint-Michel. Le mont Saint-Michel est très beau. Je préfère visiter le Michel avant de 30 ans. Aussi, je suis un peu familier dans la région Normandie.
Le Vaucluse est très beau pour moi. Je veux visiter le Vaucluse quand j'ai 30 ans. Je veux parler français avec les gens du Vaucluse. J'espère manger à Vaucluse. J'espère visiter les maisons historiques.
Paris est très beau aussi. J'espère aller à la Tour Eiffel quand je suis vieux. Je veux manger au café près du Louvre. Je veux visiter la Font Bleue avant j'ai 71.
How many departments are in France?
Name one of the cultural events from one of the departments.
How long do counselors serve?
Do you think that less departments do a better job than state governments at involving their communities in events?